How you doing, guys? It is the Get Loud podcast presented by SeatGeek, and we're going to take a look back now at the best of the best from the last year. And man, we've had a ton of good times.
Listen, we found Bubba Jackson's. He's resting in a home in Florida. Most definitely, he liked art. He liked music. Plus, Michael left him millions of dollars. What about Gary Clark? Gary was so good on that podcast. And Bluefoot, he's always a great guy that stops by. We got a lot of stuff we talk about on this podcast.
And it's all coming up next.
Right now.
Do you want to preview the Falcons or talk about Bubbles first?
Let's talk about Bubbles.
I knew you were going to say that. So here's the thing. You know Michael Jackson. Remember Bubbles, his chimp, his baby chimp?
Bubbles Jackson. Bubbles Jackson was the first emotional animal. He started the genre. Because I be walking in the grocery store and somebody be like, yeah, I got this parrot on my shoulder because I need him for emotional well-being. I'm like, oh my God. Well, that used to be Bubbles.
Yes.
Bubbles started it. Mr. Bubbles Jackson. And
Bubbles Jackson.
Yeah, that's his name. Then, guess what we did? We Googled to see where he was today. And wouldn't you believe?
He's alive.
Listen, not only is he alive, he got a gray beard. He looked like he fathered like a whole family of
He's
kids.
huge.
Yes, listen, like he been on the couch watching Marvel like at least the last 15 years. Bubbles was born in 1983. Now, I don't keep up with the life expectancy of chimps, but it's 2023 and Bubbles is still kicking it. I wish he could tell us stories.
Eddie Murphy tells a story.
All right.
He went to visit Neverland.
Yeah.
And he walks in, and all of a sudden he looks, and Bubbles is huge in a cage. And Michael Jackson says, "Stay away from Bubbles. He's huge in me now." That's Bubbles. Stay away.
That's a hell of an impression, by the way. By the way, Bubbles, could you go get us
Stay
some
away from
coffee
Bubbles.
while I'm sitting here with Eddie? Listen to me. I could only wonder the stories that this man got, but I also, listen, Bubbles, to me.
Bubbles, okay.
We have nobody to compare him to.
It's a chimp.
But I'm just saying, for this star power, could he be the most popular animal on earth?
Yes.
Could you think of another one?
He was born in 1983, and we are looking him up today.
In 2023. Why should we even know the year he was born? I got cousins I don't know the year they was born. Like, listen to me. We're talking about a chimp that's been to the Grammys. We're talking about a chimp that's been to Singapore.
Yes.
We're talking about a chimp. Passport got more stamps than ours. We're talking about a chimp that probably knows sign language. That's probably only ate breakfast.
What's that, Bubbles? Bubbles is hungry.
Do you need any more pancakes, Bubba? Like, listen.
He just signed it.
He's lived such a life. Like, all right. I know people think we joking. I am dead serious.
What were you saying earlier about how the other chimps probably don't like Bubbles? Because he's not one of them.
Because you said he's at a zoo now?
Some sort of conservatory or something like that.
Imagine walking in as you Bubba Jackson and you a regular chimp back there. Like, we're not dealing with this dude. Sell out? This dude don't know what it feels like to climb a tree and get a banana. This dude don't know how it is to survive. I've been picking fleas off Willie back for the last 10 years, and here come Bubba in here with a pair of polo shorts. What are you talking about? They hate Bubbles. You know how it goes.
They're like, his real name isn't Bubbles, right?
It's
Frank.
Yeah,
it's
his real name Augustus. Listen.
That's just a nickname.
He's a sellout. You know how it be. I have went home after you get a certain standard. I go home, then my people be like, yeah, man, you don't even sound the same. You a sellout. So I know Bubba had to go through this when they put him back in population. See, the thing is, did they put him back in gym pop is the first thing I want to know.
They got to put Bubbles in solitary, man. Protect him.
Because you know they after him, right? That's the thing about it. Imagine being a chimp. He comes in the room, and your girl there. She know who Bubbles is. He's the only one been on TV. Besides, I used to watch Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh,
but
yeah.
No, not Dukes of Hazzard. Cannonball Run.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that was orangutan?
Okay. Yes.
It's a difference. It was orangutan, and he wasn't popular like Bubbles.
No.
Yeah, that's the thing about it.
They need to do a documentary and let Bubbles talk about what he's seen.
Yeah,
He be smoking a cigarette. Yeah.
Life's been kind of hard on
He be
him.
like,
Yeah.
Mike was cool at first.
Yeah.
But I got tired of hanging around his neck all the time.
Yeah.
You know?
And I went on that Thriller too, and things got kind of crazy out there. You know what I'm saying? But I too owned a monkey.
This is true.
This is very true.
Okay.
All right. It happened because I had a friend named LaRon Landry.
This goes back to LaRon again.
Yes, again.
Did he lift weights with that, Jim?
His monkey was totally thicker than mine.
I bet that's right.
Looked like me when we walk in, like he hadn't lifted in years. And his monkey just sitting over there looking at mine. See, he gonna think about it. He called me and said, I know an exotic animal seller in Louisiana.
Okay.
He was like, I'm gonna get a monkey.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, okay. What kind of monkey? He was like, Jack Sparrow. Put on your shoulder type monkey.
Yeah.
Don't get too big. So I'm like, okay, I'll do it. I haven't owned number dogs in my life. Why not? Try something different. We buy the monkeys, get them shipped up. I named mine Mr. Louis Vuitton. Yeah, that was his name.
Louis Vuitton.
Mr. Louis.
Okay,
not just Louis. He had a surname.
Mr. Louis.
Mr. Louis.
Mr.
Vuitton.
Right.
Now, LaRon named his the Gucci Mane. That was his monkey name. So we got Louis and we got Gucci. We used to let them play. We used to have play dates and stuff.
Wait. Let me get this straight. You and LaRon Landry used to have play dates with the 2 chimps that you bought.
Don't people do it with dogs?
I mean, I guess so. This is a crazy story.
It ain't like I knew my neighbor didn't have a monkey that Lewis could play with. I had to call the only other person with a monkey that I knew. Like, hey, my monkey look kind of bored. All right, you want to get them together, let them play a little PlayStation or something? Like, listen, I just want them to have fun and have a life. So we used to get them and we put out these cages in our house.
Okay.
So you get a wall. You go like 6 feet away from the wall, and you put just a cage at it. You put the sticks and stuff in there. So I just put mine in there naturally. But then I noticed droppings, fecal matter, just dropping, hitting the floor. So I called him, what we going to do about it?
Yeah.
He was like, man, you got to put a diaper on him. Now,
Oh, my
imagine
God,
a 23-year-old Fred Smoot walking in to PetSmart looking for monkey diapers. All right? This is different.
Sir, you're looking for monkey diapers?
Yeah, I am.
Those would be special ordered.
Thank you. So I going around all these places, nobody got diapers. So for the first 2 days,
Like that you went to PetSmart.
I did. So the first 2 days, I used Huggies. I used regular.
You had to, yeah.
And I would cut like a hole in the back of for the tail. Cause listen, this
This is
serious.
crazy to me.
Listen, I had to because if you don't,
Okay.
it grabs it and it throwing at you.
Yeah.
So imagine me opening my door and here come Mr. Lewis just I like, did you eat corn? Like, I don't know what happened. But like, what's going on? I should not have to defend myself from a monkey in my house. So when I finally got him, I got the Pampers and stuff. I put him on, but he would just not. Mr. Lewis was not letting me put the Pampers on him the right. So he always had one with a tear in it on the side. Let
me ask you a question.
Yeah.
When you were cutting a hole
In the Pampers.
in a Pampers diaper
Yeah.
for a monkey tail,
Yeah.
did you think, maybe I made a mistake here?
Yes. I thought I had made a mistake because I love bananas myself. But now I ain't got nothing in the house.
It's true.
Because I let him run around a little bit. Switch like he used the bathroom. I let him out
Yeah.
the cage, let him run. He gonna go straight to the kitchen table, straight to the fruit bowl, straight to the bananas, genetically protected to him. They want them. All right.
Yeah.
So I kept him for about 4 weeks, 5 weeks before I had to ship him back. I found out then I'm not Michael Jackson. I cannot raise this thing alone.
No.
This needs 2 parents. All right? This should be a 2-parent home. And I couldn't give it to him at that time. So at the end of the day, I sent him back while LaRon kept his for like a year and a half, year or two. His actually got pretty big.
Okay.
They get bigger than you think. And they're smarter than you think. I found myself late night watching film of the Dallas Cowboys talking to a monkey. Huh? I'm literally watching film. Did you see that? Did you just see what that dude did? He over there thumbs up. Listen, it was downhill for me. That was a dark time in my life.
Oh, man. I'm sorry you went through that.
Dark time in my life.
Our friends at RTS, Recycle Track Systems, transforming the way commercial businesses and communities manage waste and recycling. They combine the power of AI with premium customer service to optimize waste pickup schedules, ensuring timely and efficient collections to keep our neighborhoods cleaner and
greener.
Visit rts.com to learn more about how they can help manage waste more responsibly. And just like that, abracadabra, we bring in a special guest, Redskins legend.
Yes.
Gary Clark, one of the greatest to ever play receiver for this organization. How are you?
The man, the myth, the legend. See, you know what? When you want to get winners in the building, see, the one thing about us, we played football, but we ain't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? And see, I even had Gibbs. I had the same head coach as him. And we still couldn't win nothing. But we here right now with the Super Bowl champ, the one and only Gary Clark. Thank you for coming to the show, my brother.
Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it.
You know what was funny is that you sat down and about 30 seconds in, Smoot was already talking about matchups. Immediately.
No, because me and Gary like to talk a little
too
trash.
competitive.
Yeah. Like we like to talk a little trash to each other, so we brought up a scenario one day. I think we was in the lunchroom down here when Art Monk was here.
Yeah.
And we said, what would have happened with the matchup with me, Champ Bailey, and Darryl Green versus Ricky Sanders, Gary Clark, Art Monk. All right. Now I didn't say who their quarterback was. All right. They had
it wouldn't matter.
How you think that matchup go? Now, where's the
we won multiple Super Bowls with different quarterbacks. It's all good, man.
But do you think we got a chance with y'all or no? Just give us some props. Yeah or nay?
I mean, y'all would have got us prepared for the Super Bowl, yes.
We ain't going to the Super Bowl with y'all.
No, y'all would have got us prepared. I mean,
you would have helped us on the practice squad.
But no, seriously though, I mean, you guys, man-to-man skills were off the charts. You know, I got a chance to watch you guys play. I didn't get a chance to play against you, of course, but I got a chance to watch you guys play and just to see how you guys would handle the different receivers and quite talented receivers that came after we had left the game. And no, you guys were excellent cornerbacks. I mean, 100%. You guys could definitely talk trash and back it up the majority of the time. I mean, just the posse, that's a whole.
That's a different animal.
That's kind of picking your poison. Everybody, all three defensive backs would have to be on point that game.
Yeah.
You know, because typically every now and then, you know, like it's not like we always had great games every game that we played, but there was going to be one or two of us that was always going to come out and shine because, you know, they weren't getting doubled that day.
Yeah.
You know, so. If you didn't double me, I took it as an insult.
As you should.
You know, I took it as an insult, and it just made it worse for that team, quite honestly, because, you know, especially if you're doubling with a safety. If you're doubling with two good cornerbacks, that's different. Like say, your main cornerback and then your fifth man coming in. You know, that's different. But you try to double with a corner and a safety. That's an insult.
They're gonna have
say safety's not used to covering. They don't cover.
Yeah.
You know, they're not no one-on-one type of thing. They're always back there. They got that cushion between them. So if I ever get head up with you and you're a safety, that game's over. It's different if you're a cornerback because they know how to retreat. They know how to retreat. They know how to cheat. They know how to hold. They know how to do all. Just like we know how to push off. We know how to do all those things. Safeties, they're never in that situation typically.
Yep. Let me ask you this too. One of your teams got voted the most complete team of all time. All right. I don't know if you saw this.
Probably the 91 Super Bowl.
And I was about to ask you about that. Out of all the teams you played on, and you played on some damn good teams, which one was the most complete to you? Now I know what the magazine and ESPN voted on. Which one was the most complete team where you felt like every time y'all when the first quarter bell rung, y'all you like this is already over with?
I'd probably have to say the 91. I probably have to say the 91 team, just because we started off so strong. You know, we could spot you a lead and then just come and take it away. You know, like and the biggest reason I felt that way is no matter even the games that we lost. Quite honest, which really was only Dallas. He thought we lost against Philadelphia too, but Joe had pulled all the starters out of the game because it was a playoff situation. But we never thought we was out of a game, and I don't care if it could have been 40-0 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
With 8 minutes left, we still would think we'd win the football game, and it's just our mindset was that way. And when you got a defense who is just shutting everybody down, and then you got an offense that can score 30 points in a quarter if they need to.
Yeah.
That's a hard combination to beat right there. And we just, for some reason that year, everything was on all cylinders. We didn't have injuries. Everybody was healthy, you know. We went into it. I mean, quite honestly, we should have went undefeated that season. I'm so mad that we didn't go undefeated because everybody wants the perfect record. Everybody's chasing the Dolphins. Everybody. You know, the Patriots almost had them one time because they lost the most important game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we thought we was going to have it that way, and we probably was a little cocky.
Yeah,
probably, you know,
just a little bit. Huh?
Yeah, and the loss, honestly, might have been looking back, could have been good because it brought us back to reality.
Yeah, it
because
humbled you.
we were
Yeah.
we were like, I mean, we always were kind of a little bit cocky, quite honestly, as a team. You know, I mean, I remember in my first Super Bowl with the Hogs, I mean, they're telling the Broncos what play we're going to run. You know, they're so confident, man. I mean, you're letting them know what it is. And so initially I was like, you guys are crazy what you're doing. That's only my third year in the league, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you doing? Be quiet, you know? But by my fourth, fifth year in the league, I'm saying, well, I'm telling DBs what I'm going to do. You know, because DB don't know if I'm telling the truth or lying.
We don't. And we sure not
You know
going to
what I'm
trust
saying,
him.
too?
I'm not trusting
You know,
Eric
too.
Clark. Yeah.
But then what you know is that when you do it, and then they see that you did do what you said you was good, mess with their psyche the next time you play.
Oh, yeah.
So the next time you play them, I'm going to lie to you that time.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to lie to you and tell them I'm going to run something. I'm telling them to run a post, I'm going to run a corner.
Yeah.
The way the game has changed now, where it's such a pass-happy league, the quarterback is so protected, and we see offenses just explode. Do you look back and say, man, if I was playing today, my numbers your numbers were already incredible back then. In today's game, I feel like they'd be even bigger than they were.
The middle of the field is open now.
Yes.
It was closed when he played because they was knocking people out.
Yeah, we were getting headaches, you know, and they brought me in to be the guy to go across the middle of the field. So my first fight, that's what I was taking that 15-yard square in, taking that slant, and I was getting headaches every week because I was getting the crap knocked out of me when they do it. But, you know, that was like my little niche that I was able to do and be able to turn into other things. But if I was playing in today's game, but the amount of times that they throw the rock.
40 times a game.
I mean, like, Terry's finally breaking some of my records now, but those records are all 30 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, if I was playing now where I'm going to catch 100 balls a year.
Yeah.
More than 100 balls a year. Come on now.
Yeah.
we came in the league when I first came into the league, 50 catches was the thing. Like, if you got 50 catches, you was considered a good receiver. Yeah.
Yep.
You know, and then, you know.
The run and shoot at Houston started, in Buffalo started to push the ball.
And then we turned from like a run-first team, because Joe's always been a run-first, throw-second team. We ended up turning, but he's also looks at his personnel. That's what I loved about Joe. Like, he looks at his personnel, and then slowly, after the 87 Super Bowl, when we got to about around 1989, we was throw pass, set up to run. Our running back still got 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
But it's because they thought we was going to throw the ball 3 downs out of 4 downs, you know. So it started, you know, we had Joe was just brilliant on how he mastered that offense. I mean, it was unbelievable what we could do with it. And he also allowed us to, if we want to make a change in the game, better work. Better work.
But you can bring it up to him.
Better work, but I know I brought it up to the quarterback.
Yeah.
We never brought it up to Joe before. We brought it up during the game to the quarterbacks, then the quarterbacks would have to agree to it, of course. But, you know, it's like anything else. We're the players. Like, for example, you're the defensive back. You know, if they call a zone, but you know that you can shut me down, you're going to go and shut me down.
Yeah.
You're going to just going to
I'm
be
gonna tell
like,
London change the play.
Exactly.
Yep.
I mean, so, but you need a coach that allows you to do those things, and then you're not going to be right every time.
Sure.
You know, but he doesn't hold that against you, and he still allows you to go out there and play your game, and that's what I loved about Joe. He allowed, you know, he probably hated me. He even told me, I hate you Monday through Saturday. I love you on Sundays.
All day.
You know, so, but he was just a magical coach, and you find coaches like that, eventually you win Super Bowls.
Yep. Gary, I played in FedEx Field. You've watched a million games in FedEx Field, but you played at RFK.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a stark difference in them. Could you paint a picture? Could you take me on a Sunday afternoon and just describe to me how it felt, maybe even from the drive-in? Like, take me to RFK and what made it so special.
We truly had a 12th man. It was unbelievable. I mean, you come into a stadium, and for the most part, there is no other color jersey in your stadium. Like, for example, when we need the crowd, the offense has the ball on the other team, our crowd is loud, and when our offense has a team, silence.
Yeah,
I love that.
So we can get stuff into it. I mean, it was unbelievable, and I mean, the fans. I mean, we had like something like an 80,000 waiting list to get. I mean, we're sold out. I mean, we're sold out. It was still sold out before I got there.
Yeah,
it was
sold out
after
when you
I
left.
Yeah, you know, and And again, but when Joe came back to FedEx Field, and FedEx Field got sold
out.
I mean, a common denomination in that is Joe Gibbs. I mean, he knows how to get the most out of his player. It was a different type of player when he came back the second time around. It wasn't quite the same type of player. He didn't have same type of control. Like practices were like a little different,
a lot lighter than he was.
And because we hit every day. We even we put on shorts on Friday, shorts and shoulder pads. But anytime you had shoulder pads on, we were going to hit.
No, we hit.
So and now I'm like practices now. I can kind of see why defensive players tend to miss more tackles now because they don't actually hit and practice anymore. And it's kind of hard if you don't practice your craft to become great at it again. I mean, if I was being a coach, it'd be a little different. I know, as a coach, we can't tell you to do that. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut practice short by an hour and a half. And I'm going to have my captains on the team like Fred Smoot. I'm saying, y'all go out there and play. Y'all go out there and practice. Then they can do what they want to on their own time. So go out there and get it done. Because at the end of the day, the teams who go the extra mile are the teams that win in this market. And I'm guaranteeing the teams that we see that are winning Super Bowls, they're doing something that's a little different. That's not by the rules. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
You ain't trying. Ain't we from the 90s?
You can learn a lot listening to a legend. That's a legend right there.
I'm just being true. I mean, think about it. Like every play, somebody's cheating. I don't care what it is. Somebody's holding, somebody's pushing off.
Trick of the trade.
It's just what it is. Like I mean, because he is such a good defensive back. There's going to be a lot of times that he guesses right what I'm doing, and he's right on me. So I'm going to have to push him away to kind of get open. There's going to be times where he doesn't figure out what I'm doing. He's going to have to grab my hand and hold me, but it's not going to look like a hold. The key is mastering your craft. And a lot of people, they don't master their craft anymore. They don't take the time to dig in to practice over and over and over again. So this is a push-off. You see that. You do not see that. You do not see this push-off.
Right.
But it takes time to master that. Because if not, you're going to do that in the game.
And they're going to see that.
And they're going to see that.
But see, now, I had got to the point, I know you can't run without your arms. I used to grab
that wrist.
But I used to swing with him. So I'm not swinging against him. To you, it looks like nothing.
Right. But it's like they're just running together.
Yes. But now, if I grab it and don't run with him, it's going to look like I'm holding. So it's tricks of the trade to get things done.
I mean, that's exactly what it is. And that's the game of football. And that's what you love about it. You love that I would have to sit down and really try to analyze how he played as a defensive back. I did that later in my career. I should have did it in the very start of my career. Early part of my career, I was just so freaking cocky. It was just ridiculous. I was like, it's not fair. I was like, it's not fair. I didn't watch film. I didn't really watch film probably until my 7th, 8th year in the league.
Is that right?
No. I used to be, it's not going to be fair. But for me, I had to give myself that edge. You know how you got to give yourself an edge? I'd be like, I got to figure out a way to play with a chip on my shoulder. Now I say, okay, now you didn't watch any film, but now you got to go out there and you got to play hard. You got to give them 100%. You got to do your thing. But there was games I should have looked at the damn film. Would
have saved you some trouble out there.
I was like, this is not a good game. But I think as a player, you got to do whatever gives yourself that edge mentally that it allows you to play better. And that, for me, that's what it was. You know what? If I don't look at film, that means I got to bring my best come Sunday. In terms of, but I prepare because preparation is everything for a player to become, like, Fred didn't want to be good. He wanted to be great. That's why he was a great cornerback, not just a good cornerback. If you just want to be good, you're going to be good. If you want to be great, you got to work at it. And you got to put in the time. Like, when I see people, when you see practice is over and that feels nobody's on the field,
they tell you everything you need to know.
I'll know if a team could be good or bad.
And we started this off by saying, this whole podcast we were talking to Draft, what player loves football, right?
That's right.
What players going to come, they coming because they love it. Pay me later. I'm coming to play some football. That's the difference.
Well, played football about as good as it gets in the National Football League. Super Bowl champion. Pro Bowler, All-Pro, Gary Clark, we appreciate it.
Should be in the Hall of Fame. But they seem to snub my guys. They seem to snub the Washington guys, the Jacobys of the world, the Brian Mitchells of the world. I don't know where this internal, external hate for the Washington guys coming from. But we're going to have to make a step forward to get these guys where they just do?
Nah, I'm just glad to be on y'all's podcast.
Anytime.
SeatGeek, the official ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders. The deal is finalized. They are the newest member of the Commanders family. If you haven't heard the name yet, get used to it. You see it on the show. And if you're buying or selling tickets to Commanders games, a Drake concert, a Kendrick concert, any live event in the DMV, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek, the official ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders. What are a couple of your favorite stories? Could be before the game.
I got some great ones.
Could be during the game.
We got a doing the game story.
Could be off-season. Yeah, go right
ahead. We got a doing the game story. We used to talk during the game. We used to talk during the game about nothing with to do with the game. Like we
That is true.
And one day we was in New York. I don't know why we just played. Now I'm gonna preface. He gonna tell the story. We just played him like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
We in New York, right? We come to the huddle. Brandon Jacobs just ran me over, right?
This is a Monday night game.
Yeah, just
Brandon Jacobs is a big dude.
300 pounds. All right,
dude.
We get to the huddle. Check this out.
I said, man, wait, relax, man, stop.
I was like, is it me? Are these dudes really giants? Because we looked at their huddle, right? Shock is 6'5", 250. Plexico 6'6", 240. Eli 6'4". Brandon Jacobs 6'4", 300. Amani Toomer, the smallest person on the team, 6'3", 210.
Now, let me preface this. Now, this is the start of the game. We had just played these guys. Now, we know the conference is big. And Smoot comes to me. This is the first series talking. I said, oh, he must be already planning this trip. He tells me they're big and somebody's going to get hurt. I said, what?
Somebody is going to get
we
hurt
play football, dude.
today.
I said, we always get hurt, dude. This
Straight
is
in
football.
over there smiling. He ain't got with 2 teeth in his mouth. Like, we are going to get hurt today. Like, listen to me.
I said, okay. All right, you going to check out? What you doing? He said, I just got to make some business decisions. I said, what? It's the last game of the season, Hoss, and we ain't going nowhere. I said, what?
And they toss sweeping it to me. The
He
first
said,
time,
serious out here.
first time, I make the tackle, cringe tackle, like I'm hurting. Second time, he just flat out run me over.
And then we ran him over, and Smoot's like kicking his legs out.
Yeah, I'm like a flea in there. I like, you know what? I'm like, LaRon, if they run this thing the third time, you need to get down here. You need to get down here now. We ran cover 2. They tossed it just like I thought.
Oh, no.
I look back at LaRon. I look at Brandon. Business decision time. So Plexico kind of grabs me.
No, he didn't. He ran himself to
Plexico
to get blocked.
Plexico a hell of a blocker.
Ran himself out of the play.
He ran himself out of the play.
And as I'm wrestling with Plexico slow motion, I turn and I look.
And LaRon.
And I see a collision. LaRon and Brandon Jacobs. And Brandon Jacobs just crushes him. And I think it changed LaRon's life. So I go to him to get him off the ground. He has this look in his eye.
He comes in. He just had to look in his eye. Now I'm going to tell a story. Smoot comes to me, and he's got his head down my side. I said, what's up, dude? He said, I told you. Somebody's going to get He said, I've been telling y'all, nobody want to listen to me. He said, I'm going to tell you something. I said, what's wrong with LeBron? He said, man,
he'll never be the same again.
He said, I told you. So I'm like, okay. He said, I'm going to tell you about it in film room, but it got bad.
Hey, listen. And LeBron,
I said, what happened? I said, what happened? He said, it got bad.
Hey, and LeBron changed after this.
He
got the guy killed.
He turned into a bodybuilder after this.
I remember when he went nuts on like just trying to get ripped whenever.
Because Brandon Jacobs ran him
after the Brandon Jacobs situation. We never do the same LaRon again, and I felt like it was my fault.
It was your fault because you put the powder of a dead body around.
Yes, it was. It was the chalk line. It was LaRon laying there, and when I looked at him, get up, man. You tell your boy, get up. It can't be that bad.
Man, it's the funniest
literally
thing,
like it was one of the worst collisions I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
it changed my boy.
Yeah.
And now to the day he one big neck muscle somewhere.
Still
swole.
For no reason?
You remember we went out one night. He came to my house, so we went out We go and get dinner.
I wasn't going to his house. He had a monkey. Like, he had a
I
killer-
told you about the monkey.
He had a
Oh,
killer
that's
monkey.
right. You both had
Gucci
monkeys.
and Louis Vuitton. Yes, sir. But listen, he would literally, we finna go out. He came to my house. I opened the door for the run. He went right downstairs. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? He went right to my weight room that never got used. He's down there lifting weights before we go to the club.
Are you serious?
Yes. I like, what you doing, dog? He like, I gotta be chiseled walking in here. All right, and that was all my fault. So now I'm gonna do my official apology to Ron Landry.
Please, man.
I am sorry that I did not squeeze that gap. That I did not sacrifice myself. But the football gods say they needed a sacrifice at that time. And I'd rather it been you than me. Right? So, it happens, man.
Oh, man, you're the worst teammate ever.
All right, listen. And then, let me tell you another story, Jinx. We playing against the Rams in preseason. Okay. Torrey Holt surpassed him.
No. That's preferences before. Smoot decides that he's going to bother LC, all the receivers,
No.
CP. He's going to get in a fight before the game. Like
We got in an argument on the
did.
bus.
Yeah, and in the locker room.
Yeah, in the locker room.
And he told him he was going to beat him up.
Yeah, I didn't get along with CP.
And all Lavernius.
And Lavernius, all these guys, because they just,
He
I like
said
to
they were
laugh,
sorry.
but they
I
play
told
too
him they were
much.
sorry.
They play too much.
We out here working 100 plays.
The defense is out here dominating, and you dudes ain't doing nothing.
He called him a clown show.
Y'all clowns. All right, at the end of the day, y'all putting up 10 points a damn game. We giving up 9. We can't win. All right, and then you're laughing every day bringing McDonald's in the damn building. All right, so at the end of the day, I checked them.
He told them they were clowns and wasn't serious about football.
Yeah, and guess what? We got rid of Lavernius next year.
Yeah.
Right, and everything else worked itself out. So now we in the game, right? Torrey Holt catch a outright on me.
Okay.
No, post.
Supposed to be a Hall of Famer. Damn hard to check. I get up after tackling him.
And we playing man. Now, Greg played week 2. We playing all man. He
Yeah.
doesn't play anything else.
So,
Straight man against the Rams.
He catch a ball on our sideline. I get up, look up, CP laughing, Lavernius laughing. I'm like, you know what? When I get back to the sideline, I'm gonna kick your ass and your ass too. How about that?
So you yelling at them while you're on the field?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Yes. He's going to fight these guys. He said, when I get to the sideline, y'all know what it is. I said, oh, my God. I was like, man, relax, man. Relax.
He like, you want me to jump on him for you?
Yeah,
I like,
like,
what are you talking about, you? So I'm upset doing the game. I'm emotionally there doing the game, and I'm like, this dude, he don't make it any better. Like, that's what he do. He an antagonist, and that's what he does best.
Oh, man, this is funny, man. I got some stories, man. The New England Patriot game that's a funny one, but we ain't gonna talk about that one.
Hey, listen.
Tell it.
I was hurt, so I'm not dressed. And this is the year
Let
got Randy Moss.
let me tell the story. Let me tell the story. That week, we are going to play the Patriots, who are undefeated. They got Randy Moss. They are scoring. They done broke the record halfway during the most prolific offense halfway during the season. Now, we the number 1 pass defense. Carlos, myself, Smoot, Sean Taylor.
Yep.
We're
LaRon, yep.
Sean wasn't in the game. And LaRon. Smoot, during the week, pulls his hamstring, right? Because Jerry got us run and go. Smoot pulled in. So we go up there still confident. We're down a little bit, but our defense is our defense. We go out there and we get 50 put on us so bad.
Woo, that's how I hear them cannons. Woo, woo. I like, ooh.
It was so bad that what's the coach from Minnesota? He was the 3rd-string quarterback. He covered a kick and then put his quarterback helmet on.
Yeah.
Kevin, the quarterback from the head coach from Minnesota. What's the head coach from Minnesota?
O'Connell?
Kevin O'Connell
Yeah.
was the 3rd-string quarterback. He literally covered a kick at quarterback and then came and put a quarterback helmet and then scored 2 touchdowns on us.
It was
That's
bad.
a true story. We got whooped. And we go in the locker room and Coach Gibbs goes, hey, man, it happens, blah, blah, blah. Years later, I found out that Coach Gibbs pretty much got, I think, Coach Belichick fired when he was at Cleveland, and the Redskins went up there and they just smacked him and Bill got fired.
Bill wanted to get him back.
So he wanted to get him back. So it was one of those things where we went in there and we just got hammered. Coach Gibbs, we get on the plane. I'm like, I'm down. Smoot goes to tell me, he said, you know it would have been different if I played.
You know all we were missing was me, right?
I said, dude, we got put about 50. Yeah. But if it had been different if I'd played. If I'd played, we'd have won.
Hey, Carlos tears his knee up.
Oh, yeah. That's third play of the game.
Third play of the game.
Blows his ACL.
You need to be careful. They are burning people. Left and right. You need to be careful.
I'm on Randy Moss like Smooth. I think I know. I'm checking Moss.
Yeah.
The oldest over there getting torched.
I like, dude, you need to be safe out there. I'm on the sideline, and I'm like, you know what?
He try to coach you up.
Yeah.
Hey, man, they about to run a go. We know that.
But I'm always looking
you're
out.
coaching from the sideline. They about to run a go.
That's because I'm a team player. Like, if I can't play, at least I can share some knowledge. Now, I just seen Tom do this to Randy. Watch out! I'm looking out for you, man. Like, you need to watch out. And that's what I love about the game, though. People don't really get. It's a game inside the game that only players get to share.
Yeah.
And I think that's the memories we take. We don't think about what happened in the game. We'll think about those times, and we share those times, and I think that would make us close like that.
I love that.
I want to thank my homeboy Shawn Springs, a.k.a. the Bluefoot of D.C. for coming in. It's always fun when I chat it up with my guy. You know how it is. But let's pay some bills. The Get Loud podcast is brought to you by Bet365, the official sporting betting partner of the Washington Commanders. Bet on a range of NFL markets with Bet365 app. Craft your own personalized bet slip and parlays. Access thousands with live streaming. Place your bet before the match or during the game. It's up to you. Download Bet365 app today and join 80 million, yes, I said it, 80 million members worldwide. Age 21 plus only, must be physically located in Virginia. Gambling problem, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. And MWAA. We don't travel to escape life. We travel so life don't escape us. We dream of any place in the world, and in a blink of an eye, we're there. Right? That's the wonder of flight. All you have to do is decide where to. Dulles International Airport. Let your imagination soar. Book your adventure today at flydulles.com/nonstop.
Here on the show, we have great guests. We had Gary Clark pop in.
Yeah, we had some great guests. Shawn Springs.
Shawn came in.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep it going now and bring in Brentley Weissman. Follow him on Twitter at Brentley12. He's a former NFL draft scout, draft analyst, and he had this really great thread not too long ago where he compared NFL quarterbacks, draft quarterbacks, to characters from Game of Thrones. And you, more than anyone I know, is a huge Game of Thrones guy.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was mad at you, though, because I wanted you to do O-lineman. I want the Hound to come in there. I want you to do some defensive line. I want you to, like, once I seen him do that, it started my wheels to turn. I was like, well, yeah, I can compare some of these guys also.
Okay, so I'm going to throw out a few of these, and then Fred, I'm going to let you guys talk this out, right? I'm going to sit back, I'm going to enjoy like everyone else watching. I cannot wait.
Let's go to Westeros on them right quick.
I'm probably going to get some of these names wrong. Caleb Williams, Oberyn Martell.
I was shocked that you picked Oberyn with Caleb, because when I see Caleb, all I can think of is the prince who was promised. All I can think of is Jon Snow. You know, it's been so much said about Caleb Williams, and I'm talking about 2, 3, 4 years. He just hung around this. So I was like, you know what? To me, Caleb is either the star of this show, he's the prince who was promised, or he's Robert Baratheon, meaning he has been up there so long that he's got the fat rat disease that he doesn't rule like he used to rule. What do you think about those two comparisons?
I do like the Jon Snow comparison, just for the prince that was promised. I think that is a great, obviously, saying that could be attached to Caleb Williams. The thing with Jon Snow is, though, like, he is much more of the stoic, much more of the play within structure, certainly not a risk taker by any means. He's not that guy where Caleb Williams, his main kind of, you want to call it a down, negative trait, or, we're scouting him. I mean, some of his concerns is he plays too much out of structure. He invites chaos, doesn't like to take the small wins, loves to go for the kind of hero shot, the kill ball. And that leads me to Oberyn Martell. I mean, look, he is one of, if not the greatest fighter in Westeros history. a master in a bunch of different kind of poisons and things like that. Very similar to Caleb Williams, where Caleb can throw from different arm angles. He can throw off platform. Oberyn can kill off platform. He can kill from a lot of different angles. And to me, the issues that both of them have are they're very much over, not aggressive, but they try to do too much, right?
Yeah.
They can't just take the easy win, live to fight the next down. We saw it with Caleb Williams this year at USC. Refused to take the check down, refused to throw the ball away. That would cause interceptions. That would cause turnovers. Oberyn Martell refused to just take the easy win against the Mountain. Got too cocky. Started talking and gave up the win. So I like the Jon Snow comparison, but I gotta stick with my Oberyn Martell one.
Oh, I like that one. He kind of sliced and diced me right there. But the Prince of Promise, I thought it's just so perfect right there.
Do both of these guys paint their nails? I don't know.
No. You know what? Oberyn Martell is the guy to do that. Like he said, he is the guy to do that, and he's flashy. He's right about that. He's flashy. He's gonna be edgy when he do stuff, and also he had the Mountain right where he wanted him, and he just had to just splurge a little bit too long, cost him his life.
Let's go with another one here. Drake May, Robb Stark.
Now, when you said Drake May is Robb Stark, I tried to think. I looked around and I said, you know what? It's a little Jaime Lannister in there. It's the best sword in Westeros over there. But then when you said Robb Stark, I said, yeah, the young wolf. And I looked at the quarterbacks and he is the youngest out the bunch, one of the best leaders, can be overzealous at some time. So I actually agreed. It was one of the few. I agreed with you with Robb Stark. Tell me why you chose Robb at this one.
So Robb Stark and Drake May, I think, makes a lot of sense. As you mentioned, Robb Stark's nickname in the show is the Young Wolf, and Drake May is the youngest of these quarterback prospects. And really, both had a lot of success early on in their careers. Think about Drake May. He first popped onto the scene as a true freshman. I mean, he was phenomenal.
Yep.
And then he followed up the freshman year with a great sophomore year. And look at Robb Stark. I mean, he won his first, four battles.
Three battles.
Three battles in the battles of the Five Kings. One, obviously, at the Whispering Wood, where he was able to kind of capture Jaime Lannister. So, I mean, I see a lot of similarities with their early success. But with that early success led to kind of their later struggles, right? Where Drake May, I think he had such early success, he was really overconfident in his ability to make some throws. I think Drake May's issue is he has a rocket arm. He's very accurate down the field. He knows where to go with the football, but there are times where he takes these risks. He makes these decisions that are just, well, why'd you make that throw? You're throwing in a double coverage. I know you can get it there, but there's higher percentage throws available. You didn't have to take that risk. Same with Robb Stark. I mean, he did not have to cross the bridge to the twins to try to go through Walder Frey after he already betrayed him. He didn't have to execute his bannerman, Lord Karstark. There's unnecessary risks that both of them take later in their career that I think stem from their early success. And so I think that makes a lot of sense. They both have high upside. I love me some Robb Stark.
Yeah.
He was my favorite character before his untimely end, but I think this one makes a lot of sense.
I see a lot of Daenerys' first husband, Drogo, in him too, because he started off, like you said, so fast, but then flamed out before he even could get started.
I hope these cameras aren't cutting away
I like
me.
that. I like that.
Because I'm going to be like, yeah. Definitely. All right, I might get this name wrong.
Yeah.
Jane Daniels and Arya Stark.
Arya Stark. You hit it right on the head right there. Now, this is one that I really, really got to get you on right here, because why did you choose Arya for Jane Daniels?
Yeah, for me, it's the career growth, right? You think about where Arya started. She was, I think, the 30 youngest of the Stark children, the youngest little girl of the Stark children. And she really kind of went after Ned was executed. She had to go in hiding with the up to the wall with God, I'm blanking on his name.
With the Hound.
up to the wall, right? With the Hound and the guy from the Night's Watch, and her journey. I mean, she's in rags to riches, right? She is literally sleeping on the road, on the King's Road, is at the lowest point, and you just see her evolution from she's on the King's Road as a traveler, and then she goes to Bravos and learns the ways of the many-faced men. And then she comes back to Westeros and kind of seeks revenge for the Starks. And you just kind of see her grow step by step, season by season, which ultimately leads her to kind of be the hero of the show. In the Long Night, where she kind of is able to make the finishing kill against the Night King. And sorry for spoilers for those who haven't watched Game of Thrones, but at that point you probably should have by now, so I don't feel too bad. I think Jaden Daniels, right? Jaden Daniels, I mean, I'm a Pac-12 guy. You see the Oregon stuff. I've watched Jaden Daniels, for instance, his true freshman year at Arizona State. I think this is back in 2019. So, I mean, he played Herbert. I mean, so he's been around the block. You see him steadily improve year after year after year after year, which obviously culminates to this past year, which led him to win the Heisman Trophy, led him to go from a mid-round quarterback who has some athleticism, has some upside, to now a surefire top 5 prospect, a guy who is arguably the second best quarterback in this class. I think there's a lot of similarities in the growth of the two, of Arya and Jaden Daniels. And then it's fun, obviously. I can kind of view the dual threat thing. Arya, obviously, really good with the sword, but also has a dual threat with the ability to change faces and
water
do that
dance
kind of thing.
And all kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And Jaden Daniels, obviously, with his legs and his arm. And then lastly, the slender frames, I think, is an easy kind of throw in. Jaden Daniels, scrawny, very slight. Arya, obviously, very slight, very scrawny. Both have to, take better care in terms of not taking big hits, not taking shots to make sure they last in their careers. And so I really like this one. I'm surprised you didn't like it.
No, I did like it. I like to throw a curveball in there. Speaking of the many-faced men, Jack and Hagar. All right, that's who when I looked at it, I was like, you know what? Because he got many faces. Jaden Daniels, like you said, he started off kind of slow in Arizona State, and then he bust on the scene at LSU, and he became the Kingslayer. So at the end of the day, when I say Jack and Hajar, I'm saying, which face am I getting from Jaden Daniels? Like, is he a little bit of RG3? Is he more CJ Stroud? It's like, when you see him, sometimes he confuses me, and that's why I chose Jack and Hajar, because I like, that's a dude that got many faces, and he can be who he needs to be. You brought that up. He can be who he needs to be in a game. If he needs to rush for 100 yards, he'll rush for 100 yards. If he needs to throw for 400, he can throw for 400. So I thought you would go with him because he can adjust to any situation.
I like that. I really like that angle. Love that angle, actually.
He's Brentley Weissman, former NFL scout and draft analyst. Follow him on Twitter at Brentley12. Obviously, he knows his Game of Thrones as well, and we appreciate the time. Brentley, thank you so much. Thanks for being with us here on the Get Loud podcast. That's just a little bit of what we talked about in the past year, and we got a lot more to come.
Thank you for being with us.